Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Rodriguez, and I'm going to be talking about Chapter 6, which deals with CMM, or the Coordinated Management of Meaning Theory. So, this theory claims that while two people are in a relationship communicating, they're forming their own meaning from the conversation while they are having the conversation, and they're going to walk away with their own social construct or their own social reality. So, based on how they interpret the situation or the topic being discussed, this is going to define how they will react and act in regards to whatever was being discussed. This theory claims that we give our conversations meaning and we create our own social worlds through our interactions with others. So, this is going to occur in every relationship, and what we take away from the exact same conversation is going to be unique to our own perspective and our own interpretation of the conversation. So, specifically, I'm going to be focusing on the first claim of this theory, which states that our social worlds, through communication within relationships, organizations, communities, cultures, and other contexts, are greatly influenced by what we perceive the conversation or the situation to be. So, one way in which you could apply this theory is through the serpentine model of communication, which I find to be probably a really good model in regards to kind of mapping out the conversation and seeing where each person could walk away with a certain perspective. So, this model, again, it outlines and reflects what is being said in the conversation, so the actual words, and the reactions and perceptions that follow it, which we can then analyze and discuss. So, an example of the serpentine model in a professional context actually occurred at my job the other day. So, I work with a credit union and I work in member services. And part of my job is dealing with a lot of irritated customers. And of course, we don't want irritated customers. So we try to do our best to understand where they're coming from and see any possible way in which we could help. However, this particular member that I was helping or was attempting to help, we were discussing some fees that were charged to her checking account, and words were exchanged about policies and procedures. So instead of talking about the policies and procedures, it turned into her attacking my own customer service skills because I would not refund the money. And the customer walked away with her own social construct that our financial institution was uncaring about her financial needs and what she was going through, which in reality, that was not the case. I was just explaining some procedures and standard operations of a credit union where checking accounts are concerned. And it left her with a bad impression of us. So even though we were having the same conversation, she walked away thinking that we were a horrible financial institution who were uncaring about any person's financial needs. And that's probably how she would remember us. And there's nothing we could do or say. It's just what she interpreted and perceived from the conversation. So the serpentine model, like I said, is going to demonstrate the responses from each individual and leave a map that's going to showcase the social construction that each person in the relationship will take away from the conversation. So again, it's going to be unique to your own perspective and same conversation, just different viewpoints. So in conclusion, coordination management of meaning is a theory that claims our social constructs are a product of our patterns of communication. Understanding our own patterns of communication, such as the serpentine model, which can be applied to basically any relationship, it's going to give us the ability to recognize, reflect, and replicate better outcomes and hopefully more positive reactions and actions, unlike the one that I had with that member. So I want to thank all of y'all for listening, and I hope that you're able to use this theory to analyze the relationships that you have and hopefully create better ones in the future. Some of the key terms discussed were the serpentine model and the theory and how it can be applied to our relationships and create better communications and bonds. Thanks.